Hey Awaken friends, Chris here, and welcome to your flow. This is a connected vinyasa flow for all levels. It's a bit of fun. I'm going to take you through some Alasana squats, some kind of active squats. There's some funky transitions that are a little bit new, but come on this journey with me and let's see where we go. If you're not warmed up, please go and do a warm up from one of the other playlists. There's many on this channel, but if you're ready to go, please first like, subscribe, share, so that the AI serves you more of this Awaken Yoga content. But when you're ready, can you please come down to hands and knees? Let's get started in a cat-cow position, just to warm up our wrists, warm up our body. You might be warm, but it's just nice to reconnect and dial in to the breath. And with that, let's bring that breath in through the nose as we bring our chest forward to the front of the room or your space. And exhale as we connect that breath and articulate that spine, doming it all the way up to the ceiling. And inhale, bringing that forward to the front of the room. And exhale as we articulate and bring that energy up through our spine. Connecting into our hands as we feel that, just maybe do some gentle movements as you start to make this a little more animalistic, rolling around, feeling it. Looking at the front of your space, mine stacked with chairs because I moved them off the balcony before the team arrives for the day into our office. But just come into yourself and feel it and feel your connection around here. The roller coaster hasn't started yet because it's almost school holidays here, but it may start soon and you'll see that start to move around. And I'll try and finish this video before the kids get on it and start screaming for the afternoon. Not that we can hear it through these doors, but it's kind of fun and a good, fun energy. And just maybe move that a little bit further back and forward, rolling around and feeling into your space. Maybe moving your palms out to the side. I always really like to do this just to feel on my wrists and to connect into them. You don't put a lot of load on your wrists during the day. I did quite a lot of handstands and some other bar work on Saturday, so they're quite tight and sore for me. Maybe taking them to the back of the room and just feeling in to what feels nice, and this feels amazing. Right here. And coming back with our hands tracking to the front of the room, let's tuck our toes and come into our first down dog of the day. If this is your first dog of the day, pedaling it out, bending elbows, bending knees, and feeling that up through your hips, hip sockets, feeling length through the spine. Our tailbone will start to gently come towards the back of the room, maybe pointing up a little bit higher. Shoulders are rolling open and down, and heels are tracking towards the ground. And really arrive and feel this. If this doesn't feel good on your hamstrings or your lower back, bend the knees. This is a great place to start. Actually, this feels a lot nicer on my hamstrings today, but that's whatever feels good for you. And again, pedal it out. When you're ready, center in and let's just arrive into this one space here. One deep connected breath in through the nose, feeling it up through your lungs, lifting to the top back of your lungs. Imagine up near your shoulder blades where your lungs are there. Try and fill up there. And exhale all of that out. Knees will come down to the ground. Shoulders tracking over our wrists. Untuck your toes and lift your right arm up to the sky, opening up into this nice thread the needle and bringing the right hand down underneath and shoulder hovering above the ground. Don't touch just yet. One more time, open. Nice big opening. Open that spine. Feel the twist through your spine, through the hips, and exhale, bringing that hand down to the ground. Right shoulder will come down to the ground and left arm might just come over, walking up above you, or pressing just down to the ground to roll your shoulders open a bit more into more of a supine spine stretch. And exhale, come back to center, arriving with both hands into this nice static tabletop position. Left hand will float up to the sky and come down one time, hovering just above the ground, shoulder not touching yet. And let's flow that energy up to the ceiling, to your space. And this time, let's let it come down and touch on the ground, stretching out. Right hand might tiptoe forward, or you might be bringing your right palm down to the ground by your nose and just pressing your right shoulder back a little bit more for more of a stretch. And exhale, come back to center. Hands facing to the front of the room. Connect back into that breath. Really feel it coming in through your nose, out through your nose. And really connect into the breath here. Really dial into that. What does it feel like just moving in through your nose and out through your nose? I have to breathe through my mouth to talk. I try to breathe through my nose and exhale through my mouth, but we'll see how that goes. Let's tuck our toes and come back up into our downward facing dog. And let's get into this flow. Onto the ball of your left foot, and right foot will float up to the sky. We're going to tiger curl in one time, doming through the spine, knee to nose, and exhale back up to the sky. And inhale, this time bringing it across to your left elbow, knee will touch, and then your foot will go out into this fallen triangle position. Really look at your right foot now crossing across your body, left foot at the back of the room, and just rest here for a moment. And then drop your left foot down to the ground and lifting your left arm up into this fallen triangle. Exhale, left hand down to the ground and come back into this fallen triangle preparation. We'll do it 2 times to start off. Inhale as we hold here. Exhale, left heel down to the ground and open up. Feel that stretch, that length through the fallen triangle. And then exhale as we bring the left hand down to the ground. And then right knee will come back and just come back into a downward facing dog. And arrive here in our dog. Feel that it's a lot to start doing straight into a fallen triangle, but it really opens up your IT bands, opens up your hamstrings and your hips. Coming to the ball of our right foot, left foot will float up to the sky, tiger curling in one time, knee to nose, and exhale back up to the sky. Inhale across to our right elbow and open the foot up to the side of the room. And hold here for a moment as we feel the stretch through our IT band, through our hips, dropping the right heel down and opening the right hand up. And then exhale, right hand back down to the ground, coming to the ball of the right foot and breathing forward, chest is open. And exhale, down for the second time on this side and open up. And exhale, hands down to the ground, lifting up that left foot and stepping back to downward facing dog. And then coming to the balls of our feet, let's tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe all the way up to the front of the mat and forward fold down. Great bend of the knees, nice and generous here. Preserve that back, grab your elbows and just ragdoll. Maybe lengthening one knee after another. But just feel into this space. Feel into your body and what it needs today. Where it's feeling tight, where it's feeling good. And breathe open into a half lift. Fingertips might be below the knees. And exhale back into a forward fold. And then inhale back up to a half lift. And then I want you to bring your fingertips down to the ground and just heel toe the feet out to the outer edges of the mat. And when you arrive there, I want you to just bring your elbows onto your knees. This is the preparation for a Mobilisation squat. And then slowly bring your hips down whenever it feels good and arriving into your Mobilisation squat. And your feet might be closer. My hips open a little bit differently. They don't point out quite as wide, so I've got to open them up here. I also ran for a long run yesterday, so my hamstrings are a bit tight. But we're fine as we arrive. And then let's just do some little movements. Fingertips will come down, kind of like this dome tent on the ground. And let's bring our knees down, one at a time. Just stretching open here. Feeling into this space. And feeling your movement here. Dialing into your connected moment. And come back to center. Hands will come up to a nice little prayer position. And then hands will come down to the ground. And step back to a plank pose. Knees will come down. Forearms will come down. And breathing up and open. Into an up dog. Or a cobra, depending where you want to start this morning. And exhale over the toes. And back into our downward facing dog. And let's put these two things together and make it a little bit of fun. Coming to the ball of the left foot, right foot will float up to the sky. Right knee will come across, targeting our left tricep,
Let it touch one time, or your elbow, and opening up into our fallen triangle preparation. Left foot will close down to the ground. Left arm floats up and open. And then this time as we bring our left hand down, we're going to focus on our left foot. Can you bring your left foot up one little hop? And then once you're from there, try and do a second little hop over your right leg. Up. Bring your right leg to the outside of your right hand. And look where we landed. We're back in our Mobilisation squat. A little fun, funky transition. Inhale from here. Grab the energy of the ground. Bring it with you. Hold just in a hovering, active squat just here for a moment. And then pull all the way up into a nice standing prayer. Hands will move up above your head. Inhale here. And exhale, bring that energy from the sky all the way down, back into our Malasana. Squat here. Let's do that one more time. Grabbing sort of the energy of the ground, bring it up into an active squat. And then exhaling through as our hands come to prayer. Hands move up. Inhale. And then exhale, hands will come down through our heart center and bring your feet together to touch here. As we stand nice and tall and proud, arrive, palms move to the front of the room, arrive into our Tadasana, strength, feeling through all points of contact of our feet. Pelvic floor is activated, hips are pointing to the front of the room, tailbones lengthening to the ground. Now, inhaling, left foot comes to the other edge of the mat, and we arrive in our wide leg forward fold. And from here, coming up, and folding all the way down. And just hands come down to the ground. Hold for a moment. Inhale from fingertips, the nice length through the spine, and exhale, fold forward, down. Inhaling back up, and I want you to just point your feet so they're more at a 45-degree angle here. And then can you bend into your right knee as we kind of move across once. And maybe lifting the foot up if it feels good. With your fingertips on the ground, move across to the other side and lift up. We're going to do some Skandasana movements here. So with the Skandasana, you really are lifting up into a prayer and holding into this space. Now you may want to have a hand behind you just to feel into it the first time, or moving hands forward just to feel it. But the idea with Skandasana is you've got your left foot is tracking up to the sky. You're bending into here, kind of in this half Malasana squat. Your chest is up and it's proud. Hands may be in prayer. And then we're moving to the other side. And as we move, you might put your hands down to the ground and move across. And same thing. Right toes are pointing out to the sky. Right foot's tracking up. And we arrive, chest nice and proud. And then we can move a couple of times. And we get this kind of like really beautiful movement pattern as we arrive and move through our Skandasanas. And really just flow. Here. And then moving to the top of the mat. So our left foot's up. And then as you move forward, left foot will plant to the ground. We're moving to the back of the mat now. But we're in a low lunge position. We bring our right knee down to the ground. And we come up into an Ardha Anjaneyasana. A lowered crescent lunge. And from here, just gently lift the chest back a little bit and cactus the arms. And bring the palms together. Now touch as we kind of do this like swan dive down to the ground, rolling the spine. Hands land down on the ground. Left foot moves back to right. We're in a strong plank position. Knees will come down. Forearms will come down. Breathing up and through into an up dog. And exhale over the toes into a downward facing dog. And breathe here. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Connect back in, dial back into your body. This one's a bit unique, it's a bit of fun, and now we're facing the other way. Coming to the ball of the right foot, the left foot floats up to the sky. And left foot tiger curls through and up, comes across to the right tricep, right elbow opens up into fallen triangle. Right foot comes down to the ground as left hand opens up to the side of the mat. Opening up to the sky and bringing our right hand back down to the ground. And again, into this fun transition, you might bring your right toes up one time, or from there, you might just move it all the way up and crossing over. And then left foot comes to the outside of left hand
And we're down in our Mobilisation squat again, facing the back of the mat. Grip down and grab that energy from the ground and pull it with you as we arrive to an active squat and pull it all the way through and up through prayer. Hands above you, touching the sky. Ooh, I found the air conditioning. That's lovely there. And bringing that energy down. I'll bring the cold air with me. Down to the ground. And one more time. Grip from the ground, grab that energy, bring it through. Stop in an active squat for a moment. And then bringing it up to prayer. All the way up. And imagine that cold air, if you can. And bring that down. Let's pause there for a minute because that was really nice. Oh no, we're stopping here. That's right. We come to prayer. We bring our feet together and we're rolling open to Tadasana. Hands flowing open. I got distracted by the cold air there and forgot where I was. And hold here in your mountain pose, Tadasana, lengthening that spine. And then from here, let's bring our right leg to the back of the mat, opening back up to our forward fold, length through the spine, and then fold down to the ground. Inhale, coming up, lengthening the spine out, and exhale, forward fold again. And as we come up, let's move to start with the left knee this time. We're just going to gently start into our Skandhasanas. Just a couple of movements. Some cracks and pops are generally very welcome and very normal at this time as your knees and hips are really starting to open and move. And then flow with whatever feels right to you. And here goes the roller coaster. And then once we've arrived at the back of the left leg, let's move our hands around to frame the right foot. Left knee will come down to the ground and we rise to Ardha Anjaneyasana. Hands up and hold here for a moment. Gentle bend of the chest to open up to the sky and cactus the hands down to this lovely point and then bring the back of the palms together and dive down. So hands will touch the ground, framing the right foot back to meet left. Knees will come down, forearms will come down, and breathe open to the front of the room. Collarbones proud and bright, rolling back over the toes. And you're back in your down dog, facing the right way. And let's flow through this one more fun time. Come to the ball of the left foot, right foot will float up to the sky. Right knee tiger curling through one time, coming across, targeting your left elbow. And opening up into our fallen triangle. Really nice and open here. Feel that chest lengthening and strengthening. Left hand back down to the ground. Now, there's a couple of things. You can step the foot up to try and get at the front. If you want to go a bit further, bring the left hand out to the side. Bring your left knee up. Touch your left elbow. And then bring the left foot down. And plant as you open back up. That one might be a little bit tricky, but see, you can step it up, you can arrive, but as long as we get to Mobilisation squat, the journey is yours. Grabbing that energy from the ground, we're going to come up to our active squat, pulling it into our chest, into a prayer, and taking it all the way up to the sky. Grab it from the sky, bringing it all the way down to the ground, into our Mobilisation squat, and one more time, gripping and pulling it up. Grab, hold in our active squat, pull it through prayer, coming to a high prayer, breathe in here. And then come to our Tadasana, hands folding open, rolling that chest back. And then this time, opening up. Face the other edge of the mat this time, so we had some balance. We're kind of paying attention to both sides of the room. And then fold forward, all the way down. And inhale one time, lengthening that spine out. And exhale, back down. And then we're going to start doing our Skandhasana flows again. So just bending into the right knee first, which side, and then lifting your left toes. And then just moving around to wherever feels nice and good and beautiful. And we'll just flow a couple of times around here. You don't have to reuse your arms. You can keep your fingertips on the ground. You may have lots of little cracks in your knees like I have happening to me today. It's whatever feels good. And now when you're back at the top of the mat, let's move, planting our right foot down to the ground and turning around so we land into our Ardha Anjaneyasana. and arrive with our hands up, biceps by ears, opening our palms up, cactusing a little bit with our chest pointing gently up to the roof, and then bringing our palms together and letting that spine swan dive down to the ground. Fingertips frame the right foot back to meet left, knees down, forearms come down, and breathe open into an up dog, and exhale back over the toes to downward facing dog. And flowing through this again to the right, ball of the right foot, left foot floats up to the sky, and tiger curling that up, targeting the right elbow as we open into our fallen triangle. Really bring some opening through the chest here. And then right hand down to the ground. And again, same fun. We're bringing the right foot up by the right hand, but you may bring the right hand out. If you feel like it, bring the right knee up to touch your tricep and then step it down. Left foot to the outside of left hand. And arrive in your Mobilisation squat. See? Fun little journey. Again, that might be a little bit much. Step through however you want to. Do this flow a couple of times and see what works. Grab the energy from the ground. Bring it up to our active squat and all the way through prayer. Hands come up. And then coming back down into our Mobilisation. One more time, bringing that through. Energy comes up. Coming through prayer. Arriving through on the exhale. And inhale. And exhale to Tadasana, opening up and arriving. And then stepping out, we're still giving some love to the other side of the mat. So bring our left foot open. And arriving here in our forward fold preparation, length through the spine and bringing that forward and through. And down, hands may arrive underneath. Inhale, fingertips underneath shoulders for length. And exhale one more time. And this time coming to the left knee first. Opening up, right toes point towards the roof. And let's just Skandasana and move. And flow. And you really get some nice, beautiful movements when you flow through these. Hands maybe on the ground. Whatever feels good to you today. Last time at the back of the mat. And then coming forward, hands framing our left foot. Right knee comes down. And lift up into our Ardha Anjaneyasana. And tilting our chest back just a fraction, cactusing the hands up to the sky, and then fingertips coming to touch as we swan dive down. And just as it hits the ground, hands frame the left foot back to meet right, knees will come down, forearms will come down, and breathing open and up into our upward facing dog. And this time, keeping our knees together or at the edge of the mat, whatever feels good for you, move back to our child's pose. And forehead down to the ground. And find your introverted, wonderful space. And breathe here for 2 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale, and exhale. And coming back up to our hero's pose, let's just lift our hands up above our heads and gently opening our chest, and let's cactus our hands down in time. And then bringing our hands up and through to a prayer, let's interlace the fingers, just press our hands away, bending our neck down. And lifting our hands up on an inhale, really pushing up through the shoulders, and exhale, hands all the way down, maybe to the ground, wherever feels comfortable. And inhale, back up. And exhale, cactusing them as we gently gaze up to the ceiling, the roof, the sky. And exhale, hands back through to our heart center. And just coming over our feet, let's bring our feet in front of ourselves for a fold forward. Before I leave you to go into your own journey, if you want to do a longer cool down or you want to jump into another flow, completely up to you. This is your time, it's your space, it's your moment. But for now, if we can just raise our chest up, and you may want to gently Bend the knees, maybe just a little bit, wherever feels good. Breathing that chest up and then folding forward and down. And again, the idea of bending the knees here is to preserve the hamstrings so you're not putting too much pressure on them, and also your lower back. If it's part of your practice and you really like to fold forward and you enjoy it, go for it. Whatever feels good for you. Oh, I might be making too much microphone noise. So I will sit up a little bit. Do what feels good, what you enjoy. You've done a lot of fun little movements. I might do a longer one of this flow. If you really want me to, let me know in the comments. Give me some feedback. Happy to take it. Happy to make a longer one of this. Happy to make it a bit more involved. But it's all part of the joy of the flow. And when you're ready, sit back up. Bring your feet around, sitting into a hero's pose. And I'm going to leave you here. If you want to do another flow, jump into it. If you want to do a cool down, jump into that. But thank you so much for flowing with me, for giving me your time and your space on the mat today. Have an amazing rest of your day. Namaste.